Hello, and I just thought that we can have one short video shot on this particular topic. I have few questions for myself. I am so full of social service, I'm so full of work ethics, I'm so full of philanthropy at times. I think that I have some potential, and I knew it. I knew it since I was like 17 or 15. I really knew it that I'm meant for something. And that something was not anything to do with this kind of solid achievements or accomplishments or something, because it doesn't interest me even till date. Um, I got to see that, human wants and human definitions of achievements are very, very ridiculous. They don't make any sense. And we all make sandcastles, and frankly speaking, the sandcastles refers to our impractical day-to-day stuff, running in the rat race and not having that really the in-depth approach to the subject, our heartlessness to certain sensitive issues. I have always been very, very observative by nature, in the sense that if I would notice something happening around, I won't be able to judge that immediately. I won't throw my judgments in the face of the people, or I would just like do a self talk, a quick run. And I believe that maybe this is how my personality is. Maybe this is how I am trained to exist, to survive. I have no idea, and I have not contradicted anything. That is so natural to me. Because end of the day, I have also come to a conclusion that energies fade, consistencies totally give away. People break, people give up on their main focus of what they want. Uh, and usually, what they want is also a big riddle for me. I have never been tempted to achieve anything. It was always there. It was always there, and I had just to go and touch it, and that's it. So maybe I was a little bit indifferent, and I now bless myself for being indifferent rather. I don't see any logic laying big claims on small things. Look at the bigger picture. What is it all about happening? The metaphysics of the things, the interpretation of the words, the money matters, the business accomplishments, which is nothing like give and take. And give and take refers to, like, it's a service industry everywhere. From an ordinary auto guy, ordinary Uber guy, to ultimate five-star luxury. It's all like exchange of crisp money, exchange of dollars, exchange of everything that is a little bit, okay, but yeah, it's a service industry, I mean to say. And the service industry is pretty interesting for me now at this point. I look at the things in a very broader sense now. I was just sitting with myself, and few minutes back, I think I was doing a kind of quick analysis. Today, a thought came to my mind while I was like busy doing certain things. My first question to myself was, if given an opportunity, would I actually return to teaching? The answer was no, I will not. And I had all the logic for that, because I am a little bit kind of too a free bird to be constrained in the classroom setups. Dealing with the kids is a little risky for me. Risky for me in the sense that I'm too sensitive. And kids nowadays are not so sensitive, they are just smart. And like coming from the old generation also. That's what I acknowledge, and that's what I'm being frank. I mean, when I quit my career in teaching, it was just because I loved the idea of teaching, but it was for me a kind of empowering. It was a kind of what I see, you see. And I noticed that I was seeing things which were there. People knew about them, or people didn't want to acknowledge them. They were all set in a mindset where, you have to have certain ways of doing things fitting in the social chips. For me, I have myself been a very misfit in the social chip because I don't find any logic in charging for the things which are meant to be your right to life. I mean, I would not bring a child to the world, to the life, if I'm not sure what I'm going to do with him or her. I would rather be good enough to explore the possibilities of what can be done beautifully with the things I know I can do with. So, teaching was not my cup of tea, and I was very good at it. I mean, yeah, I am an award winning kind of teacher's category, but it was very difficult for me to put up with the system, put up with the things which used to come in my way and put constraints on me, put restrictions on me. I can't spend too much of time on the children because that's how it is. You teach them and then you coach them in your extras. But nobody wants a child to succeed in the classroom setup itself. And by the age of 17 and between 19s and 20s, my sensitivity to the idea of freedom, to the idea of independence, was very, very undergoing a shift. Undergoing a shift in the sense I was more like learning by doing what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to put myself into that, and whatever that meant. It was very individual. It was very I mean, I was not trained to handle that kind of mindset which I was developing, and that drew me a little far off from my vision, my goals, and I turned into somebody who is like divided into ethical stuff, into what is required, and which is beyond the limits of ethics, beyond the limit of imagination, but it exists. And it was a very wonderful world. It is still a very wonderful world where I love to retire. And I noticed that at that point, I was turning into a poet. I was turning it into a abstract writer who was looking at the things, who knew how the people are reacting, or what is the reaction to stimuli, and how the psychology is at work most of the time, how calculated the mechanism of life is. I mean, it's a give and take. As I told in the earlier few minutes back, it was like a service industry at its best. I wanted to do, and I did. I mean, I tried to deliver what was on my mind. And yeah, when it came to teaching, the question today when it came to my mind, and I suddenly realized no, I won't. But at the same time, I thought that there is something I would still like the people to know about the art which I have discovered, the integrity of practicing the art which I am still learning and which I am still in the process of discovering, yet better, getting better at it, trying at least, if not getting, at least trying. I mean, it's enough. And maybe at some point, yes, I may come up with a very well structured, original thing to talk about, to put it down in the shape of some learnings, hand it over to the next generation. So that finally I get to teach what I wanted to teach, what I am learning to teach yet. And in that extent, I think the online medium would come handy. And that would keep me away from deviating from the realism, keeping me on track with the abstract world. That's less risk actually. So I have my personal reasons. If I ever taught, which I won't, but if I ever taught, I might think of taking online route, and why not? I will come back to this why not in the next session. So by now, I must be making a dash and snapping out of my poet mood. Ciao, bye bye.